Hey there, Kate and Fiona here from Core Confidence. And today we want to talk a little bit around asking for what you want and getting comfortable with receiving a no. And if you've been like me, there's been times in life where maybe, you've told yourself a story that you didn't want something, either a job promotion or perhaps, being involved with a project or anything in life where maybe we'd rather not ask than risk getting a no, because the pain of a no, whatever that looks like for you, can feel too uncomfortable, awkward, embarrassing, that actually I'd rather not ask. And I'd even rather not admit to myself that I even want to ask.
Yes, we hear this so often. In fact, one of our clients was saying, I drown in embarrassment to get a no. I would just feel it so deeply. Often it's about, I'd feel hurt. I'd feel ashamed. I'd feel less than if someone gave me a no. And all of that meaning making we do means, of course, we're not going to go near that. We're going to not risk something that feels as though it would be hard for us to take. And that's why I think we really encourage people to start to notice, where are those places? Where are the times? Where are the patterns that I'm shying away from, or I'm not going towards something because actually underneath it, I'm fearful of getting that no.
Yeah, I think noticing our behavior patterns or our self-talk is a really crucial one here in terms of, I'd really like to, I remember a time early in my career where, and this is very early, where, there was a certain client I wanted to be on because of the brand that it was. And I had all these stories, probably misinformed stories, all these stories about what it might be like to work on that client. And I never had a conversation about it. I just kind of held it out there as something I would have liked to have done. And so I think this piece around really leaning into getting clear about what we want. We talk about that as, active confidence number one, get clear and make decisions. I think that's really crucial. Often it's a lack of clarity around what we want. Do I want it? Don't I want it? Well, actually, I've got all these stories around if I had it, what would that mean? So I think clarity is a crucial one here. After you've started to figure out what are the topics that you're shying away from or contracting, of really giving voice to asking for what you want. So clarity is crucial. And then it's having, then doing whatever you need to do to have the conversation to ask and being unattached to the outcome.
Yes, the more we're prepared to do a small act of confidence, start in places where you kind of expect to get a no. Try, just practicing getting that no will actually fuel you or give you some resilience around not taking that no so personally. And we've seen this time and time again as people get more loose and less attached to what the answer is. They're actually able to have better quality conversations, and they're actually able to be more congruent in asking for what they really want.
Yeah. And so that plan B, if you get a no, then what's that next step? Is it not now? Is it, okay, well, not no to that. Well, maybe could we have a yes to this option B? So having that kind of backup plan so that no is not the end. And I think the other thing is, creating opportunities where we get used to hearing the no. Yeah. So actually, I call it building our no resilience. That actually, yep, I've heard that and I'm okay with the no. And these might be, dynamics where actually we want a no and I don't want a yes, or perhaps dynamics where maybe I'm not so attached to either answer. And so I'm actually just taking the opportunity to practice asking and then getting used to the no so that I can actually desensitize or depersonalize myself to what it feels like, looks like, sounds like to experience the no. We want to start to build good patterns, good behaviors, good responses and reactions for us when it comes to hearing a no. And really by doing that, we're starting to create new ways of showing up in the world so that when perhaps we are in some of those bigger dynamics where we are more attached to the yes and the no has more stakes, that actually we're able to handle and receive that in a far more, comfortable comfortable, resilient way. So if you'd like to go deeper with your relationship with core confidence, if anything we've shared today was useful or valuable, or you've got someone in your world who would benefit, please share this video or share our work. And you can visit our website, coreconfidence.com.au, to find out more.